What up, YouTube? I'm going to show you a build guide, step by step, how to make this amazing Batwing ship, which was inspired by B. Mikey on Reddit. This is my absolute favorite ship on my game, and we're going to do a 100% step-by-step build guide so that you guys can have this amazing ship as well. So to get started, we're just going to head on over to Deimos Staryard. I'll see you there in 1 second. Alright, once we're in Deimos, we're going to just go downstairs and talk to Nikau Henderson, our ship technician here. And what we're going to do is make sure we have a ship to use. So if you have one, you don't have to buy one. In my case, I've sold him my Mantis ship earlier in the game, and I want to use the Mantis ship because if you modify the Mantis ship, it carries the Mantis perks with it. So, you know, when you encounter spacers, they get scared of you and they fly away. Stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool. I think it'd be cool to use on the Batwing. So I'm going to buy this back and use that. Now, you don't have to use this ship, everybody. Just, you can use anything you want. So once you have a ship, whether you stole one, bought one, or have one that you want to use, we're going to go to View and Modify Ships. Again, we're here in Deimos. We're starting here in Deimos. And then we're going to open up the ship builder. We're going to do a select all and delete. I'm going to build this from start to finish so that you guys don't miss anything. We're going to have to visit 4 shops to pick up specialty parts, and then we're going to end up at an outpost on our shipbuilder to finalize the build. So the first thing we need in Deimos that's only sold here is our cockpit. So make sure you buy the DS 40.2 Ares Bridge. Go ahead and grab that, and then we're going to need a landing bay. Right, at this stage, you could buy any bay you want. We are going to finalize the build with the shipbed 200, though. So I'm going to buy the shipbed 200. And I'm just going to connect this thing just underneath my cockpit like so. Just right there. And now we're just going to need to add fuel, grab drive, reactor, and landing gear so we could save this thing and get out of here. So one thing I do want to buy while I'm here is a docker. My final build's gonna use the 100 DP slim docker, so I'm gonna buy that, and I'm just gonna move that off to the side for now. I need to make sure my landing bay connects to the cockpit and to the docker. So in order to do that right now, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop down a hab. So let's go to our Habs section. I'm going to drop down a 2x1 right here. That will give me somewhere to put some landing gear. And we're going to put that right there. And then I'm also going to add it in a 1x1. Again, at this point, don't worry about what these are. We're going to swap them out later. And now we could attach our docker to the top of that. So that now we could access the cockpit from the landing bay, and we could access the docker from the cockpit. So that clears up a couple errors. All right, so now let's slap some landing gear on here. And at this point, it really doesn't matter. Like I said, we're not going to end up keeping these. There just has to be enough landing gear to hold this ship up. So let's put 2 of these on here, and then duplicate them and flip them. And attach them to the other side. So attach that there, duplicate it, attach that there. Okay, now we're going to need a reactor and a grav drive. So let's go down to grav drives, and we're going to be using the J52 gamma drive, class C. So let's attach that right here. And then we also need a reactor. So let's get our reactor out. And for this build, we're going to end up using the SF-40 sheared flow reactor. So let's grab that out. And actually, let's swap these. Or do I want to swap them? Let me think about this for a second. No, don't swap them. This one has back connectors, so we can connect the grav drive to the back. So okay, so we got that, and now we need engines. So let's find some Class C engines that we could use temporarily. We have to have Class C because we do have a Class C reactor and grav drive on there. Again, if you're building this with Class A's, you can. You won't be able to use the final engines in the build, which is kind of critical. I'm gonna go with the Poseidons. They have a side attachment, so I could put one here, duplicate it, and put one here. Okay, I got 4 errors right now, so I need more landing gear, and we don't have fuel tanks. And my docker's in an invalid position. So, and my landing gear is misaligned. Jeez. Okay. Okay, no problem. This is easy to fix. Let's move the docker, duplicate the companionway, and now put the docker on top. That fixes that error. And now our landing gear problem, we're just going to move them up one. We're going to move this up. We're going to duplicate this companionway and drop it right there. Now we could duplicate this and put it there. And then let's see, duplicate this and put it here. That takes care of our landing gear error. And so the only thing we need to put on this is fuel. So let's go over to our fuel tanks tab. And now the final build of this ship is going to be using 4 of these M30 Ulysses HE3 tanks. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these on now. And those are going to go here. I'm going to duplicate this, put it here, duplicate it, flip it, put it there, duplicate it, put it there. Now we have only 4 warnings but no errors. So we can go ahead and back out of this and accept the changes. And this thing is ready for HOPETECH. So now we're going to back out
when you get serious about
and go ahead and open up your star menu and back out to the star systems. And we're going to Valo and Polvo. Valo's right here with Narion, so select that, tap down for Valo, and then head over to Polvo, and you're going to be landing on HOPETECH. Okay, once you've landed down in Hopetown, go ahead and approach the services technician and view and modify your ships. And then go ahead and select Ship Builder. Okay, so at HOPETECH, we want to get 2 things. We want to get our engines, and we want to get a storeroom fuselage. So let's start off by deleting our engines. And then what we're going to need to do is let's move our reactor off to the side for right now. Let's add down, go to your Habs section. And we're going to drop down 3 1x1s. 1, duplicate it, 2, duplicate it, 3. Okay, now we're going to be connecting 3 engines to both sides of this thing. So let's go over to our engines tab. And the engines that we're going to use in our final build are the SA 4330s, I believe. Let's see, where's my SAs at? Here they are. Yeah, the SA 4330 engine. So go ahead and place one of those down. Connect it to the bottom of one side. Place it, duplicate it, place it, duplicate it, place it, duplicate it, flip it so that you see the yellow on the top again. Right there. And then we're gonna just put that on the bottom one, right there. And then we're gonna duplicate, place, duplicate, place. So that's all 6 engines that we need on our final build. And let's see if we can attach this to the back here. What's the error we have? Module below landing bay. Okay, let's move this up one. I just want to see if I'm going to be able to get my fuselage on there too. So I think my fuselage is going to be located under the Habs tab. So let's go to the Habs tab. And yeah, here's our fuselage. We're going to want to use the HOPETECH Fuselage A. Now, whoops. Where did I go? There's a couple variants. There's the Storeroom and the companionway. It doesn't really matter which one you use. My final build's going to end up with the Storeroom. I'm going to go ahead and select the Storeroom, and I'm going to bring this thing up, and hopefully we can just connect it right here to the back. Look at that, perfect. Okay, so now we've got our engines. We've got our bridge, we've got our slim docker, and we've got our fuselage. The next thing we need to do from here, so let's go ahead and back out and save this. And back out, back out. So the next thing we're going to need to do is go to Nova Galactic. So open up your star menu. And we're going to go over to the Sol star system. And over on Sol, we're going to go to the moon of Titan. And then on Titan, we're going to land at New Homestead. Okay, once we're down in New Homestead, let's just go ahead and talk to the services technician.
Anything I can help you with?
And we're going to view and modify our ships.
No problem.
And we're going to open up the ship builder. Now, we only want to grab 2 things from here. One of them is going to be our landing gear, the Nova Galactic 20 landing gears, the NG20s, and then we're going to want to grab 2 Nova cross passages. So, in order to do this, we're going to need to delete these landing gears. All 6. And then we're going to add landing gear below, and we need 2. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete this Deimos armory. And now here I'm going to add in my landing gear. Now we're going to end up using these NG24. So let's grab that, and we'll put one under here, and we're going to duplicate that and put one here. And then the other part we want is the Nova Cross Passage. And so that's going to be under Habs. And down at the bottom you'll see Nova Cross Passage. So let's grab that, and you could really put this wherever you want. We'll put it right here for now. And then what we're going to do is duplicate it and put it on the other side. And now we do have an error. It's probably not enough landing gear. We can't reach the cockpit from the landing bay. And the reason for that is because this particular landing bay wants you to run through the back instead of, there's no ladder. So I'm going to move this here, and then I'm going to duplicate this companionway. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't duplicate that companionway because we're not at Deimos. So let's add in just a 1x1, either storeroom or companionway. I'm just going to put a companionway, and then I think my my landing bay is in the way. Let's put that right there, And now we can connect that there, and now everything's green. And look at that, we have 4 warnings but no errors. Here's our monstrosity of a starter for the Batwing. We've got all of the custom parts that we want. We have our cockpit. We've got our 6 engines. We've got our fuselage. We have the landing gear. We have our slim docker. And we have the primary components that we're going to keep as well. As we have our reactor, our grav drive, as well as our fuel tanks, and all of those are going to be used on the final build of this ship. Go ahead and save your ship and back out. And then from here, open up your star menu. And we're going to zoom out to the star systems. And what we're looking for is Volli, just over here. So go ahead and select on Volli, and then you're going to go down over here to Volli Alpha. And then we're going to go up to the Neon Core. And you're going to go ahead and land on the Neon Core. Okay, once you're in the Neon Core, you're just going to turn to your right, and we're going to run all the way down to the end, to the red wall down there, which is Raiujin Industries building. And we're going to just access the elevator and go to TAIYO ASTRONEERING floor. Alright, once you're on the TAIYO ASTRONEERING floor, just run on out, come around to the right-hand side, swing into the showroom. You're going to talk to Veronica here.
Ships better in this tire ships.
View and modify your ships.
You won't regret your...
And open up your ship builder. From here, if you already have the shipbed 200 landing bay on your ship, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about anything just yet. If you don't, you're going to just go over to bays, and you're going to purchase the shipbed 200. Delete whatever landing gear you have and attach your shipbed 200 to right there on your ship. After that, you're going to back out, save it, and then from here, we're going to just go pick up one more part. And we're going to open up our star menu, zoom out to the star systems, and we're going to Red Mile on Porrima. So select the Porrima star system. And you're going to go to Porrima 3. And we're going to just go up here to the Red Mile. And we're going to land there. Okay, once you're here at the Red Mile, we're just going to go ahead and run inside. We're going to walk into this first little office here on the right. We're going to speak with this gentleman, Lon.
Their own heat. Yeah.
And we're going to view and modify ships.
I got plenty, as long as you've got the creds.
And the only thing we want here is our scan jammers. So they'll jam the contraband scans. So we're going to go to weapons, scroll all the way to the bottom, I believe. No, maybe not. Hold on, where are these things at? Oh, they're under equipment. Under equipment, go down to scan jammer multi-frequency. Grab one of these. Just go ahead and put it here on your ship, and then duplicate it and put it over here. All right. Now we have all the parts needed for the Batwing. 100%. Everything you need. So let's back out of here. Accept that change. Back out of here, back out of here. And now we're going to go to an outpost where you have a landing bay with ship builder. If you don't have one, just go to any one of your outposts and you can build one.
Good luck with...
All right, once you're at your outpost, just make your way onto your ship builder with, or your landing pad with ship builder. Make your way on over by the stairs to your control panel. And here we're going to activate it, and we're going to view and modify ships. Okay, now from here, you're just going to open up your ship builder. You're going to do a select all and delete. And now we're going to just start this build from scratch. Okay, once you're at your landing bay with ship builder, go ahead and access the control panel and enter into your ship builder and view and modify your ship. Select your whole entire ship and delete it. And we're going to go ahead and start with this build right here. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is place down your shipbed 200 landing bay. That will be under the bays tab. Go ahead and locate that and place that down. After that, you're going to slap down a shroud all-in-one berth 2x1A. Put that down. That's under Habs. Then you're going to want to go to fuel tanks and put down an M30 Ulysses H3 tank. Put one down here and then duplicate it and flip it and put one down here. Then you're going to want to go to structural and bring out a Deimos Wing A port. Put it down, attach it to the landing bay, and then duplicate it, flip it, and put one here. Next, you're going to want to attach a Nova wing. Attach one right here. Duplicate it, flip it, and attach one on the other side. And then on top of that, you're going to go to your equipment tab, and you're going to drop down your scan jammer multi-frequencies and attach one onto each of these wings. Okay, after that, you're going to put down another 2x1 hab. Now, when you're doing your 2x1 habs, you could put down any habs that you want, and you can always come back and change them later. In my case right here, I'm using almost all Stroud Eklund, just for the look, the exterior look. But you guys can put down whatever you want. Anyway, so first I have Deimos Control Station 2x1 here. Go ahead and place that down, and then you're going to call out some engines. You're going to bring out the SA 4330 engine and attach one to the back, and attach one to the back right. After that, you're going to bring out a Nova cross passage and attach that also to the bottom right of your Deimos control station or your 2x1 hab. Once that's connected, you're going to attach another 2x1 hab, any one that you want. Now, in my case, I'm using the Stroud Living Quarters 2x1. Okay. Behind that, you're going to take a towel coaling and then flip it upside down so it says aft bottom, and attach that here. Below that, you're going to attach another 2x1, and in my case, I'm using a Stroud Armory 2x1. Okay, off to the back right, you're going to attach a Stroud Cap A. Flip it and change the variant till it says Port Aft Bottom. And then you're going to have that placed on the top right, or the upper right-hand side of your living quarters. On the lower right of the living quarters, you're going to attach an Acculander landing gear. Now, on the landing gear, you want to make sure that this little jog here on the side how it goes up, over, and then back up. You want that on the outside of the ship. So make sure it's faced that way. And that's the Acculander 11 landing gear port. Okay, then next to that, you're going to take a Nova braking engine port. And again, on that braking engine, you want that circle, the big circle on the outside side on the right. And then you're going to attach next to that a Nova Cowling 2LPF. Okay, and that completes the bottom right-hand side. Well, actually the left-hand side, but the bottom right from our point of view of your ship. Now, if you want, you could select all of these, duplicate them, and paste them somewhere over here, so you don't have to go through the whole list again. So you can do that if you want, but I'm going to go through this for you. So again, right here, I have another Deimos control station 2x1 connected to my wing. To the back of that, I have an SA4330 engine. To the left of that, I have an SA4330 engine, and then below that, I have a Nova Cross Passage. Connecting the Nova Cross Passage, I have a Stroud Living Quarters 2x1. To the back of that, I have a TAIYO Cowling Aft Bottom. And below, I have a Stroud Armory 2x1. Off to the back left of the ship, I have a Stroud Cap A Starboard Aft Bottom. So you got to flip it and change the variant till it says STB Aft Bottom. Below that, I have the landing gear. Now again, you're going to want to flip your landing gear so that you get this little jog up, left, up on the left-hand side of the ship. And then you're going to bring in a Nova braking engine and flip it so that the engine's on the left-hand side with the little gold trim on the outside. Okay, and then you're going to attach that there. And then down here, you're going to bring in a Nova Cowling. And you're going to flip it and change the variant so it changes to 2LSF. And that's the bottom of your ship. Next thing you're going to want to do is bring in some weapons. And I'm using these Blaze P2GW lasers. I'm going to attach these right here. One there. Grab this one. Right there. And then you can grab your cockpit and place it on top of the landing bay. You want it right here. Oh, hold up. You can't put these lasers here just yet. Just delete those for now. I'll keep one out so I can duplicate it later. Okay, so now we're gonna attach our cockpit, and it's gonna go right there. So you're only gonna have a one by one behind it. Okay, and so that's the cockpit, and that's the freaking mouth of the bat. Right? Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. So that's the bottom. The bottom of the ship is basically done. Now we're going to move on to the mid-section of the ship. And I suggest you build it how I am. You're gonna move this whole entire part when you're done. You're gonna move the whole entire thing onto here. Okay? Oh, actually, hold up. Before we do that, these need to go back one. Select those, bring them back. Yeah, they need to be like that. Select this, select this, select this, select this, and then bring that back. It's that way. when we put this on, yep, that's it. Okay. Nope. Let me undo what I did. Hold on. I want to check one more thing just real fast. Okay, yeah, we're all good. Okay. All right, so now let's just get right on back into the second half of the ship. All right, you're going to start off with a companionway 1 by 1 right here. Just go ahead and place it somewhere off to the left of this. You know, just bring it way over to the side. Place it on your grid so you have enough room to build this whole thing. Okay, once you place down your Stroud companionway 1 by 1, or any 1 by 1 companionway for that matter, doesn't matter. You don't have to use Stroud. The next thing you're going to do is drop down a computer core. And a Stroud braking engine. Now, these won't connect right now because the engine has nothing connecting it on the side. There's no side connector. Okay? And so what you're going to do is just put all these parts down and then they'll all connect to each other. So you got a companionway here, and then we got a Nova braking, or we got a Stroud braking engine, and then you got another 2 by 1 habitat. I'm using a computer core on both sides. So I got Stroud braking engine, computer core, Stroud braking engine, computer core, companionway 1 by 1, my SF40 sheared flow reactor, and then my J52 gamma drive. Okay, so go ahead and connect all 7 of these parts together. After you got that, you're going to attach a Deimos hole A to the back here. And then you're going to drop down an SA430 engine and then duplicate it and put one over here. Now, when you're doing these, make sure you flip them so that you see this yellow rectangle that's on it, and then there's gold. You want those on the outsides. So the gold's over here, and then the triangle's over here, or the rectangle, and then the rectangle's here, and the gold's over here. Make sure they look like that because that affects the look of the engine in the back. It puts the big engines to the right or to the outside and the little ones on the inside, which is opposite of over here. So they're going to line up looking good. Okay. Okay, so let me spin back around. Okay, so you got your engines, you got a Deimos hole A, and you got another engine here. Okay. Next to your engine, you could slap on a Deimos wing A, pour aft, and then duplicate that and put one over here. After that, you're going to call out your HOPETECH companionway fuselage. This should be under your Habs tab. And then obviously these wings are under your structural. Now under your structural tab, you're going to bring out a Deimos tail A and connect that to the back. Okay, now off to the sides of your computer core, Here you're going to attach in another Deimos Hole A, so you could just copy this one and slop it down right here if you want. Below that, you have another 2x1, any one you want. In my case, I'm using an infirmary. Okay, and then off to the right of that, you're going to attach a 3x1. I'm using a Stroud engineering bay. You could use whatever you want. Below that, I have a Nova cowling, 2LPF. You're going to have to flip it and change the variance till you get a 2LPF. And then in this little section here, I have another fuel tank, the M30 Ulysses HE3 tank, and the Nova cowling 1LSF right there. So that's that. Copy this Nova cowling 1LSF, flip it, and put one right here. Okay. And then let's see. Going behind the 3x1, you're going to have a Stroud cowling 1LAPB. Okay, attach that there. And then you want to flip it so that it's kind of got like this little slope right here. And I actually like that slope. I actually want that slope over here. So let me see if I can flip that. Yeah. That's better looking. If you could flip it that way. So now it's the 1LASB. And then behind that, you're going to have your Stroud mid bracer. Okay, next to the mid bracer, you're going to attach a Stroud cap B port aft. And that's what mine looks like, so you can make sure yours is flipped properly. Next to that, I have a Stroud cowling 1LAPT. And then next to that, I have a Stroud cap A port 4 top. Okay, then behind these, I have the Nova cowling 2LPA, and then attached to the Nova cowling, I have a Deimos bumper STB aft, which is starboard aft. Okay, so that's the entire side of the ship. If you want, again, you could select all of these parts, duplicate them, and paste them over here, and then just flip them. But we're going to go through this with you. Okay, so next to my computer core, I have a Deimos Hull A. Attached below that, I have a Stroud Workshop. Next to that, I have a Stroud all-in-one berth 3x1. Below that, I have the Nova cowling 2LSF. And then attached to that is a Nova cowling 1LPF. And then attached over here to the 3x1 is another M30 Ulysses HE3 tank. Then you could duplicate your Nova cowling 1LPF and put one here. And then go into the back of the ship, connected to the mid bracer. We have a Stroud Cap B STB aft. Below that, we have a Stroud cowling 1LAST. Below that, we have a Stroud Cap A starboard 4 top. And then in the back, we have a Nova cowling 2LSA. So change the variant so it flips to the backwards one. And then next to that, we have a Deimos bumper port aft. And that's the entire back of the ship, except I'm missing one of these. Let's duplicate that, flip it. Why can't I flip this thing? Oh wait, what did I just do? I moved a lot of parts. Okay, I just want to select this. Make sure you guys duplicate this. You're gonna need one right here. Flip it and attach that there. All right, so that's what we're looking like. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Go ahead and do a select all. Zoom out. Make sure you're not missing any parts. Everything's selected. Click it. And then slap that bad boy on. Right to the back of your cockpit. Boom. Now, look at that. We're getting somewhere. The next thing we're going to do is put on our landing gear. So let's zoom back in. Let's grab your landing gears. These are the NG20 landing gear. And these are going to go right here. One right there. you know, just behind the fuel tank and just to the side of the wing. And then the other one is going to go right here. And then the last landing gear is the Hope 5 landing gear. This is a nice one for the back of the plane. And so let's select that. And let's move that. And connect it to our fuselage. So let's connect it to the fuselage like that. Okay, so landing gear's done. And now what we're going to do is cover up the grav drive and the reactor and put some cosmetics onto the top of the ship. So you're going to grab a Stroud nose cap B and put that right behind your bridge. And then you're going to grab a HOPETECH cap B mid and put that right over your reactor or grav drive, whatever that is. And then you're going to grab a HOPETECH cap A aft. Now, guys, just remember, if you can't find these aft and starboards, you just change the variant. Flip them or change the variant, and they change from what you get in the shop to what is put on the floor. So we're going to put that there. And now we're going to grab our shield. Now, I messed up here. You're going to probably want to go change your shield later. You're going to want the Odin 3050 shield, but it wasn't available at my it wasn't available here at the shipbuilder in my outpost. So, because you want like a black domey one, but the Odin is superior to the Vanguard, but we don't have it here. So if you want, you could put this Vanguard one on if you've done the Vanguard missions. If not, you're just gonna want to either not put one on right now, and then you could go and buy it at Deimos, or you could just, you know, put on one of these cheapy ones. Okay, but you do want to end up going to buy the Odin 3050. All right, so now we're gonna just take this shield and we're gonna put that right here. And I got an alarm going off. I apologize for that. I'm supposed to start a live stream in 10 minutes. I'm not gonna be able to. Okay, so now we got the shield. Now look, I don't like this. This one should be flipped like this one, right? With this gray side on the other side. So I'm gonna select this and flip it to there. Okay, I like that. That's better. That's definitely better. All right. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is grab a Deimos Spine A4. And we're going to put that right here. And then we're going to grab a Deimos Spine D, as in Delta, Deimos Spine D4, and put that right behind it. And then we're going to grab a Deimos Spine E aft and put that one behind that one. Okay, then we're going to select these three and duplicate them and put those right here. Okay, so now that's that. And now it's up to weapons. Now, so guys, weapons is all up to you. It's up to what you have unlocked and what you want to put on your ship. I'm just going to put these weapons on because actually what I'm running in place of these PB 175 Helion beams, I'm actually running Disruptor 3340s. So if you want to have the exact ship I have, you'll want Disruptor 3340s. Again, you'll have to go buy those later. You could buy them when you're changing your shield. When you're changing out your shield to the Odin 3050, you could swap these out as well. And same with this laser. This laser doesn't fit where I want it to. So these ones I do have though. So let's place these. All the weapons I put under my ship. So I'm going to put one there. And then I'm going to put one right here next to my wing. Where's that? Oh, we're way in the back. I'm gonna put one right there on my wing. And then I'm gonna put one over here on the wing. And then I'm gonna put one over here. Right there. Oops. Right there. So they're symmetrical. Okay, and then next I'm going to put on these. Now again, you're going to want to change these PB175 Helion beams to Disruptor 3340s. Just you could head over to Red Mile. Red Mile sells you all the weapons and all the shields and suppressors. So you could just go to Red Mile after this and swap them out if you want. You don't even have to put them on right now. But I'm doing this so I could show you how to get rid of errors. Okay? What are my errors, by the way? Unattached modules, ship size, and unassigned weapons. Yeah, so we're going to show you how to get rid of those. Okay, so then next, let's put these ones down. And these also, 2 of them go here. And then I'm just going to duplicate them from here. It's easier because they're lined up on the same level. Duplicate, place it there. Duplicate. Put one here. Hello. Put one there. And I guess let's just duplicate and put one there. And then these ones I could delete. Okay, and now we want a third option for a weapon. So I don't know. Let's put something down. I'll put I'll put the 3 weapons that I'm using in the description, and I'll pin it so you guys know. Because we'll have to go change those out. So why don't we put on like some lasers or something? Not cannons, definitely some lasers. Nope, those aren't gonna fit. How about I don't know, let's see if this Scorch will fit. As long as it fits here. Yeah. Okay, so let's put that down. Let's duplicate it. Put one over there. And now we got one error. Unassigned weapons. So now you're going to go... So if you press the flight check button, that opens up your flight check. Tap right. Your RB for me on Xbox, and then just assign your weapons. So I'm going to put my alpha beams on W0, and then I'll put my Helion beams on W1, and then I'll put my lasers on W2. And now if we back out, now we got the nominal blue check mark in the corner. It means our ship is ready to go. And as you can see, this doesn't have... it doesn't have a lot of cargo space, but if you know me and you've seen my other video, you know that I use a massive cargo ship to transfer all my cargo to this ship. So on mine, I actually have 150,000 kilograms of cargo on this Batwing that's only supposed to hold 360. So this will hold 10 crew, which is 8 companions plus yourself and Sarah. So you can fit 10 actual people on there. The shield is 1450, mobility of 100, and speed of 150. Full light range, and you could jump all the way across the map because you're packing 400 gallons of fuel or 400 pounds of H3, however they want to put that. So this ship will jump anywhere across the map. And anyways, it's ready. So now the last thing to do is to select all, and then tap the color button. And then for color 1, we're going to go down to here, select this dark gray, and then move the brightness all the way over. Then we're going to go over to color 2, select the dark gray, and move this color all the way over. And then go to color 3, go down to this dark gray, and then go up to brightness and move it all the way over. And we're going to accept that. And there she is, everybody. So the total cost of this build here was $162,000, plus the other parts that we bought at the other shops, which I don't really remember off the top of my hand, but it's probably going to be somewhere around 500,000 credits, roughly. So there you go. And again, you guys could always change your weapons as you see fit. And then once you're done, you just go ahead and save and back out. Alright, so I went ahead and switched over to my main build, and so I'm going to show you that here I'm using the Odin 3050C shield generator instead of that Vanguard one. And then for my weapons, what I have is I have Disruptor 3340 alpha beams, and I have 4 of those. I have 2 there, or 1 there, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And then I have 4 PB300 alpha beams, 1 here, 1 here connected to the wing, 1 here connected to the wing, and then another one here connected to the cowling. And then underneath here, what I'm using is, let's see what these are, PB175 auto helion beams. I have 2 of those. I have 1 there, and I have 1 there. And so that's the weapons I'm rocking on my Batwing. And this thing takes down everything. I could destroy the entire Crimson Fleet at Crix with no troubles at all. So that's your Batwing, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this build guide and were able to follow it. If you had any trouble putting this ship together, please comment in the comments and let us know what troubles you're having. That way we can address them and help anybody else that's having any issues as well. This video took quite a long time to put together and edit, so I really hope you liked it. If you did, please drop me a like. My channel's new. I only got about 2,000 subs, so if you'd like to support me, please share the video on your social medias for other people to follow along with, and consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you enjoy your Batwing. Until next time, everybody, peace out.